Hello, everyone. Terri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here. How are you? And I am currently working on fine-tuning the boxes in which the Hitchhiking Ghosts go into. Yes, indeed. I know many of you out there have been waiting. Where the heck are my Hitchhiking Ghosts? Well, I'm assembling the boxes and getting ready to send out 5 more sets. Yay! And then 5 more sets are coming, and hopefully we'll have 5 more sets in addition to these 5 more sets going out to you in the month of December. So we're almost at the point where you all have them. And I'm really working hard to get them all out before the end of the year. It really depends on my manufacturer. And that is because, as you know, with COVID-19, life has not been perfect. So every step of the way, we just go nice and easy. We exercise patience, and I want to thank you for exercising patience. And just want to let you know that I will be mailing out 5 more sets, and then the other ones are coming. Hopefully within the next couple weeks. That's my prayer. And then we'll have those doing their thing and getting to you. So super, super, super exciting. I'm just really happy that let me just get to where I want to be here. Here we go. Here they are. There they are. What am I talking about? So here we go. These are the Hitchhiking Ghosts. Many of you have ordered the Hitchhiking Ghosts that illuminate, and many of you have ordered the Blacklight Ghost. Now, those of you who have the Blacklight Ghost should have them in your possession. There are 3 sets that I am mailing out after this broadcast, and I'll send you a tracking number. But those 3 sets are the only ones that are, I think that wraps up the Blacklight sets right now. Now they're an addition of 100, and we are still able to, you can still order those. There's still quite a few left of those because I've been focusing on this set. I've been focusing on the illuminating set, and there's only about 6 sets left of the illumination set. And all you have to do is go to terrihardin.com. There it is on your screen right now. All you have to do is go to terrihardin.com and click on online store. And you can take a look at them, the Blacklight set, and also the pin that glows in the dark if you're interested in my Hitchhiking Ghost line. And if you want to see, here's how they look on the shelf. The idea is for them to look illuminated, okay? Look like little ghosts sitting on your shelf. And I know many of you have waited a long time for them, and thank you for your patience. But it looks like we're catching up. So your ghosts will be hopefully in your hot little hands before the end of December. And some of you have mentioned you wanted them for Christmas, and I'm working on that as well. So just want you to know that I have not fallen asleep. I have not ignored you. I am working. I mean, these guys have just really put me through my paces. On top of the fact that I'm doing a really crumb chess set and something else I'll show you in a minute. So there they are. They're also separate. This isn't the best picture of them, but I just wanted you to see that they are not attached together like many of the ghost sets. Those of you who collected Hitchhiking Ghosts, I wanted you to know about that. And then finally, these are the Blacklight Ghosts. So the Blacklight Ghosts are less of an investment than the illuminating ghosts. And then the pin is less of an investment than these ghosts. But that way you can see how lovely they are. And those are available by going to terrihardin.com and clicking on online store. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Was it cool? Ours was very quiet, very intimate, and very nice as well. However, I did on Friday after Thanksgiving get the booster and as my friend Chuck said, I ended up with a fever. And even right now, I probably have a slight fever. So this won't be a very, 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 very long broadcast because I do need to take care of myself, make sure I'm getting plenty of fluids, and that I get plenty of rest. So I'll go take my temperature. And if it turns out that I have it, I have a few aches. Nothing major. I'm glad I got the booster. So I'm not crying in my coffee. There we go. Okay, excellent. All right, I'll stop working on those boxes and get back to you. But I'm excited to have ghosts ready to go for you guys that have been waiting so long. And like I said, I will reach out to you and let you know which ones are going. But understand, guys, if you have a question and you've ordered the ghost from me, just write me, okay? Don't be shy. You've paid your money and you have a right to know what's happening with them. So don't feel like you're bothering me, because you're not. Just reach out to me and say, hey, I would like to know about my ghosts. It'd be better to do it privately to me than in the comments, because, I don't want, you might want to say some things that don't want everybody to hear. I don't know what it would be, unless it's good grief, I've waited a long time, which still is something everybody could hear, because you guys have waited a very long time, as have I. Why I thought to do this during COVID, I have no idea. Why I thought I wasn't going to get hit by COVID slowness, I have no idea. But I did, and many of you have been super, super sweet about it. So if you have a question, feel free to reach out, and I will answer it. Be more than happy to answer it. But yes, slight headache from the booster. My arm is the part. Good thing I got it in the left arm, because I touch it and it's like, ow, ow, ow. It was like a softball for some reaction, hard like a softball. Not quite sure why that is. But no problem. Fever was not huge. It was 100 point something a lot of the times. And in one case, it was 101. But that was Saturday and Sunday. I had to cancel my plans on Sunday. I was going to go see a friend. And usually when you're a fever, you're super contagious. So there's no way I was going to get out and do that. And so today I'm just going to take it a little bit easy. I've got a couple of things that I need to do, things where I'm going to be not overexerting, not standing a lot, but sitting quite a bit, and just monitoring myself to make sure, so my COVID, but I'm really happy I got my booster. I did the happy dance. I was so excited to get it. So important. And then how many of you, please post in the comments if you're going to candlelight this weekend. I am not. Full disclosure. Candlelight at Disneyland this year will be all adults. I spoke with one of my dear friends who will be singing at it. She sings every year, Miss Leslie. And she says no children this year due to COVID-19, but they will have the adults singing. And of course, you heard that that fabulous actor from This Is Us is going to be, he's so eloquent. I think this is a great time to go if you manage to get tickets. And I'm happy for you. But what that point is on December 2nd, I will be out and about in downtown Disney because, excuse me one moment. I don't think this is anything. Yeah, this is nothing of importance. Today's my grocery day, so that's why you're hearing the ding, because my cousin brings me groceries on Monday. Isn't that nice? He refuses to let me go to the market, which is fine because I got lots to do. But anyway, candlelight is going to be beautiful, but I'm going to a party that will be in downtown Disney on December 2nd. And because I live in the LA area, I'm going to need to leave early. So I'm going to be hanging out at the Grand Californian is my plan. And if you happen to be in the area and you want to connect and say howdy, and you're going to candlelight, or you're in the area for candlelight, that's actually, the 2nd is actually a Thursday. And as I understand it, candlelight is what, Friday, Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday? Tell me in the comments, because I don't remember. But I'm so excited for you if you're coming. I hear a lot of people are coming. So let me know in the comments if you're coming. And I can say, woohoo, at least wave in your general directions as I walk past Disneyland. But I'm excited for you if you're going, because it's a big deal here, Disneyland's California. And had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, just very intimate, my husband and his mother. And we had a nice, wonderful Thanksgiving. And then movies. Yeah, we because I wasn't feeling well, I watched a few movies. I watched the new one called Tick, Tick, Boom, which was very good. And since we just lost a very famous man in the play industry, forgive me, names out, but I just heard it on the news. And there's a character who plays him in this Tick, Tick, Boom movie. Many people said that this fellow always was supportive, wonderful, helpful, wrote the lyrics to West Side Story. So I'm sure you guys all know what it is. Let me just make this thing be quiet so it doesn't annoy you and me. There we go. Done. Good grief. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. All right, cool. But anyway, so very exciting. And are you going to go see West Side Story? Are you excited about this is the time, besides being Thanksgiving and going into that holiday season, getting to see, Candlelight, which will put you in that Christmas spirit, won't it? And we watched Christmas movies most of the time since we were recovering from the booster. And we watched several. We watched our favorites, Miracle on 34th Street, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Of course, have to see those. It doesn't feel like Christmas to me without. And then whatever we came across, we watched a few, things like that. So honestly, this is the season, but it's also the time movies are coming out. We're going to see a lot of super cool movies, and they're coming out rather rapidly. And so I'm looking forward to that. You may not be someone who wants to go into a movie theater. You're concerned because of COVID-19. My advice to you is to pick a time when most aren't going, and to do the theater where it's got the big easy chairs, because there's a wall between each row of easy chairs. It's not like a classic theater where you've got people super close behind you and you're super close to people. It spreads you out automatically, naturally, and gives you your own dance space, so to speak. So it's really nice. And if you pick an off day and an off time, you can most likely have an entire row to yourself. Yeah. So I highly recommend that. And that's what we did to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. It worked beautifully for us. We did have some children to one side and children to the other side. And as I mentioned last Monday, I think it was, that the kids were feeling that Afterlife moved a little bit slow because they kept wondering where the ghosts were. Other than that, it's a love letter to Ghostbusters, and having done the original Ghostbusters, as many of you know, I thought it was fantastic. So, I mean, what's not to love? Somebody who's writing a love letter to the movie that they love, and also to the people that were involved in it, which I can say was me as well. So yay, let's see what you all have to say. Like I said, want to keep it kind of light today because I have been having, my fever has been fever, no fever, fever, no fever, fever, no fever. It hasn't been a consistent fever. And the way I can tell that I may need to take my temperature is not so much touching my head, because it's been 100 point something or it's been 101. Is the aches and pains I start to feel. So I'm just taking it easy, kind of God's hammer saying, rest, girl, because you know I don't. Those of you who do know me. And those of you who don't, here's a chance to get to know me, okay? All righty. So Leo Holzer says, good morning, but have to run. Hi, Leo. Bye, Leo. Thanks for stopping by, Leo. Thanks for you dropping in, my friend. He's going to get his flu shot. Good job. Good job. I did that months ago. But congratulations. Congratulations. At the best, we'll watch later, of course. And hopefully this is somewhat of a short one, so you don't have to, dedicate your life to it. But yes. So you enjoy getting your flu shot. In fact, I spoke with a dear friend of mine, and he said that they wanted to make him the poster child for vaccinations because he got the flu shot at the same time he got his shingles shot, at the same time he got his pneumonia shot, at the same time he got his booster shot. See, personally, I'm not into that. Okay. I want one vaccine and then get through it and then do the next vaccine and the next vaccine and the next vaccine so I can see which one is giving me trouble, if any of them. Flu shot, nothing, nada, zilch. I've been doing the flu shot, the flu vaccine, and I never have a reaction to it. Yeah, so piling them all on. He said he had no reactions whatsoever. He was fine, but I just yeah. But you can see why they want to make him the vaccine poster child. Yeah, that's crazy. He said he was fine, but to me it would be no. I don't know what you think, but post it in the comments. It's been a long time, Angie. Yes, it's great to see you. I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving and a little bit of time off. Stephen Golden, good morning. And now we have a new variant to worry about. Oy vey, absolutely. That is the truth. You heard that. You heard it first. And so the best way to combat these variants is to make sure you're boosted and vaccinated and all safe. I was going to show my shirt today, Stephen. I forgot. It's really, really cute. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did a lot of the Disneyland races before they were stopped when they started building Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They stopped the races, all except for Chalk Walk, the Run Disney. And if you wanted to run Disney races, you had to run Disney in Paris or you had to run Disney in Orlando, Florida, to do your Disney races, which I haven't done. I did virtually do the Wine and Dine. That was fun. I like the virtual races because I can have a TV on in front of my treadmill and I totally forget that I'm doing my fast walking. It just, if you have to use the restaurant, you pause your treadmill, you go use it, come back. It really does spoil you. I mean, I like the outdoors and I do it, but I just don't feel it on the treadmill. And if I don't want hills, I don't have to have hills. If I do, I make it have hills, but I don't like hills. So I don't have hills and I absolutely adored it. And it happens very quickly and keeps me in shape. So it's fun. The virtual races are very fun. But my point was I ran a lot of them back in the day before they were eventually stopped because of the renovations they were doing and the upgrades and everything Disneyland was doing to make things be all wonderful. They didn't want everyone to walk through construction, or that's the story anyway. I had all these shirts. This is my point. And Stephen makes me think of it because Stephen told me about a shirt that he found on eBay that had my dragon on it. So I immediately went and grabbed that shirt. And the woman, a very dear friend of mine, is making me a quilt of all my running shirts because I'm never going to wear as many of the running shirts that I owned. I have tons of medals. As many of you who are Run Disney people, you probably have tons of medals too. My friend Anita Shingold, she has them all around her house and she continues to run. So, the medals are beautiful, but these shirts, I didn't want them to be in a box or in a drawer where they never get seen. And so my friend is making a beautiful quilt out of them. And I wrote to her and asked her if she could incorporate this dragon. So the dragon shirt is going to her end of this week and she's going to incorporate it into the quilt, which I'm very excited about. So Stephen, I'll be sure and show that to you, everybody, once it's finished, once it's complete. But it's a great idea. I saw this at an expo where they were talking about how you could put your bibs together and make a quilt, but it was a pretty ugly quilt. It wasn't attractive at all and expensive, and it wasn't pretty, but I like the idea. So I just talked to someone who, get this, quilts. Yeah. I know, right? I know. Pretty nice. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Next is Michael. Good morning, Michael. I sent you money, Michael. Isn't that nice that somebody says that? Michael Roman, dear Michael Roman, found out that my mother loves black licorice, and he sent me a box full for my mother. When he came to visit me, he actually came to California, and when he came, he brought me a couple bags of it. My mother just went gaga over it, and so he was sweet enough to send me a pile of it, and I'm going to take that to her. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to skip tomorrow, and I have to get word to her that I have to skip tomorrow because the fever, if it keeps occurring, I can't go and expose my mother to it. No. So, but I will get it to her. And again, thank you, Michael, for being so generous. Tim Gillette, how are you? See you soon. I know you had a nice Thanksgiving, and I hope that it's continued to do so. And thank you for popping in and saying howdy. Yeah, so much stuff going on here, guys. Woo! You know, I don't know. People who can sit and binge watch, I'm jealous. Gianna says, Gianna. Sorry, Gianna. See, I'll just blame it on the booster. I have my sisters, Bijan Frise, right? That's how you say it. Asleep on my nice warm leggings. Just say, good morning, Natty. Then you can go to sleep, my dear. I'm getting my booster shot December 7th. Awesome. And basically, many have told me you're going to have there's very good possibility you can have an after effect. It can be an arm that feels like it's got a softball underneath it. I will say I had that. A slight fever, walking through jello, sleepiness. Check. Some people said they were having reactions for a week. And I guess you can, make yourself feel better because you got those antibodies working. But good for you for getting it. It's going to keep us safe, and I'm excited to have it. I'm so happy to have it. My husband did fine. He's got a little bit of a headache yesterday and today, so he's resting. I just think it's a mandatory rest. Make sure you got liquids and you're staying, and you get some rest, because I don't do that much. I don't sleep a lot of hours. I'd like to, but my body just doesn't seem to want to do that. And I'm always working on something. She's always working on something. So that's me. I've got several things in the hopper. One of the things that's in the hopper, I'll talk to you guys about in just a bit. But that sounds like a lovely thing to put a nice little puppy. My dog Rocket is the same way. Just putting a nice little dog on my lap to make sure. She actually tucks herself. We have one of those beds where the back goes up and you can elevate the legs and stuff. So while we weren't feeling well this weekend, we stayed in there, watched a few movies, fell asleep, ate things. I had to have things that were really frozen, like popsicles and ice cream. Boo-hoo for me. That really alleviated the pain that I was feeling, a lot of aches. So it took care of that, which I was grateful for. And my little dog just tucked herself there as I drifted off to sleep off and on through the entire weekend. So kind of planned it so that if there were I didn't really cram my week together. This week it's pretty crammed because I was saying to myself, I'm going to give it a few days and then, so I've got a few things to do, but I'm just sort of taking it nice and easy. So congratulations on your December 7th, because it'll be good for you. Leslie E. Smith, I am. This is the young lady right here who will be singing at Carolwood. So if you're going to Carolwood, really? Candlelight. See, I have C's on the brain today. It's Monday. I'm not 100%, obviously. See? Candlelight. She will be singing at Candlelight. I saw her at Carolwood Barn. She's singing at Candlelight this weekend. And if you know Disneyland, you'll know this is the only weekend that Candlelight is presented. And Leslie, is it Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday? Something made me think it's Friday, Saturday, but of course, this is the pandemic. Everything is different. When are you singing for the public? Is it Friday, Saturday? Anyway, go see Leslie and the beautiful choirs as they sang, if you like things like Candlelight. Now, here's the thing that Terry's tribe has told me. You may be trying to get a reservation now and find it's all booked up. Well, keep checking every day, because people, you know, the criteria for cancellations is you've got to do it within 24 hours or you get dinged for that, some demerit. And so what you do is you check, because if it's just you or you and one other person, you might be able to sneak in and see it if you want to. So don't give up just all the way up to that date. See if you can't get in and get an appointment to get into Disneyland so you can hear it. Also, many will stand outside the gate to listen too, because you can hear them saying from outside the gate of Disneyland. And I don't know how they feel about that this year, but I do know that in past years, many people said if they couldn't get in, they would go and listen to it there. So just a little tip for you. And Leslie, congratulations. I'm so excited you're singing there. I am happy, Michael, too. We worked very hard to get it for that Friday because we knew we had a couple of days where we weren't going to be doing a lot. I was going to see a friend on Sunday, and I finally had to tell her no because I still had that fever, 101 on Sunday, so I couldn't go. But we've rescheduled, so she and I are going to meet later. But you certainly don't want to be visiting your friends with a fever. No, no, no. That falls on the not feeling very well, don't come aspect, right? Right. I hope to sing for all 4 shows. So all 4 shows, but what days, Leslie? Is it Friday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, or is it 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday? I can't remember. I think it's probably 2 shows Saturday and 2 shows Sunday, isn't it? Because now I remember I used to go as a guest, and I think he always went on Sunday. Now that I ask you that question, I think it's 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday, which is nice. I'm actually going to be there Thursday. So anyone coming, not at Disneyland, in the downtown Disney area, okay, I will be there on the 2nd. But it looks like it's the 4th and 5th for Candlelight. Correct, Leslie? Leslie's going to back me up on this. Saturday and Sunday of December. There you go. Saturday and Sunday. So chances are Leslie will be singing all 4 shows, and it should be very lovely because the person they're getting to announce it is got a great voice, and he also takes things very seriously. In the past, every once in a while, you'll get someone who does the speaking part of Candlelight, and they don't seem to take it seriously, and it becomes quite annoying. So this guy's not that type of a person. So you guys should have a really good show if you're going. And congratulations if you get to go. You're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you, Leslie, for telling me that so that people can know. Thursday night after Disneyland closes, we have our dress rehearsal until after midnight. Oh, how fun! So what does that tell you guys? Thursday night, if I wanted to hear Carolwood, I could sneak over to the fence, couldn't I? And listen. If I wanted to. Yeah, just sneak over to the fence and listen to their dress rehearsal. Wouldn't that be fun? They're going till midnight. Wow, that could be fun, huh? Yeah, an idea. You live in the area, you're staying out in the area, and you don't got tickets. You know, my mother used to go to all of the rehearsals for the Academy Awards because my dad was the first Black telephone man in Hollywood. So back in those days when I was growing up, my dad used to put in all of the sound and phone, and I don't know exactly what it was, but he always took care of the Academy Awards because they were where? In Hollywood. So he was invited to bring my mother, and my mother could sit in the audience while all of the actors and presenters got to actually rehearse their presentation, and my mom got to see them and chat with them and watch them do their thing during the rehearsal. So there's nothing wrong with a rehearsal. So thank you for that, Leslie. And if you're around on Thursday and you want to see if you can hear them singing, then swing by and stand by the fence and see if you can hear. I've heard often that that's exactly how people hear Carolwood if they can't get close enough. They just stand in back and curl up with their friends and listen outside. Kind of like when you watch the fireworks when you're near Disneyland if you're not inside. So just a tip, right? Oh, you did. What'd you do on Tick, Tick, Boom? Did you write the little notes? That sounds like something Leslie would do. There was that great animation with the little notes. Was that you, Leslie? I thought of you, actually, when I saw that I love Tick, Tick, Boom. Actually, the beginning was a little hard for me to deal with, but I actually saw Rent because I did Team America. You remember the movie Team America with the puppets? I actually was a puppeteer on that. And so there's a sequence called We've Got AIDS, and it was a parody of Rent. So let me be clear. On Team America, the movie, there's a parody of Rent called We've Got AIDS. And as puppeteers, we watched Rent to do that parody. Let me be clear, not making fun of Rent. Rent is an excellent play. And this is just for Team America. And that's how I got to see Rent, was because I was working on Team America. And a lot of times when you study that which you are going to do a parody thereof. But great piece, and a really good movie. Like I said, it took me a little time to get into it, but I stuck with it, and I really enjoyed it. I really thought it was a good movie, and it'll be nice to find out what you did in it, Leslie, because I really had a good time with that movie. I had to stick with it, though. In the beginning, I was having a rough time, but it was okay. Voice message at the end of Tick, Tick, Boom was actually Stephen Sondheim. There's the name. Thank you, Stephen. Sondheim. That's wonderful. So couldn't remember Sondheim. Forgive me. It's just Monday, and I have a bit of a headache from my booster. So forgive me for not being able to realize Sondheim, but he's being celebrated today. And a lot of people have been posting on Twitter and Facebook notes that they were given, including Rita Moreno, who talked about her challenges with West Side Story and how she rehearses and she rehearses and she rehearses. Even to this day, when people were taking breaks, she rehearsed her dance moves. And of course, West Side Story is opened. I guess it opened over Thanksgiving. And Sondheim did the whole music stuff. And she talked about how he took time to actually write to her, and she shared about that letter on 60 Minutes, which aired last night, Sunday night. So anyway, yes, send up to Sondheim. Now he's up there, wings, creating music for the angels, and that's awesome. So anyway, everybody, it's, how do you want to be remembered? I would like to be remembered as someone who was always supporting people, always helping them to be better. And it sounds like this is what Sondheim did with everyone that he worked with. And that's incredible. But if you can, be sure you check out Tick, Tick, Boom. It was really good. And thank you, Stephen, for helping me stay more brilliant and not quite so goofy as I am. It's the beauty of y'all, is you're saving me. Thank you for saving me. Here we go. Why do they do candlelight event only a year in California, but multiple times in Florida? It would be nice if they did multiple days in California. Yes, it would. But Leslie could probably address this, but it takes a lot. It takes a village, okay? And Disneyland is not Walt Disney World, okay? Walt Disney World is how many times larger than the intimate and lovely little jewel box that is Disneyland and California Adventure. So it takes a lot more. Also, Florida was built sometime later, as you know, and they have to consider the logistics. I know this for a fact because the logistics in Disneyland are not the same as Walt Disney World because the criteria was different. So that's one of the reasons I will say, but Leslie may address other reasons as to why it's not so oftenly done, but it takes a lot of work. I think, and Leslie again can address this, I think she talked about candlelight. They practice for, what is it, Leslie, months? So, yeah. So you gotta act fast here in Anaheim, California, if you want to get in on that candlelight at Disneyland. You do. And that's the way it is, like every single time. You've got to act fast in order to do it. I've never been to the one in Walt Disney World, but I've been to the one here in Anaheim, California several times, thanks to my dear friend DJ, who is a train aficionado and loves trains. And we met on a train And he's very fond. He and his lovely wife, Amy, are really fond of us as a couple and would often invite us to go. And it was just fantastic. So we really enjoyed it. And now there's so many people that want to go with him if he's got tickets. And so we said, hey, we've been a lot. Let others have the chance. We can see you guys for dinner. Because actually, these people, you'd love to see all of these people for dinner when you can talk about stuff at dinner, and everything. Janet, Joyce, how are you? We aren't going to candlelight this year. We'll be in the park on that Friday. Well, there you go. You'll get to see all the cool Christmas decorations, and hopefully Disneyland will have the snow. I always love the snow they do, and the nice holiday spirit that Disneyland puts out. So, Janet, be sure to post so I can live vicariously through you as you walk through Disneyland during the holiday season. I really appreciate you saying that. Paula says, feel better. We won't be in the parks until December 23rd. Maybe we'll see you then. Wow, you are courageous. The closer it gets to Christmas, the more terrifying it can be. However, now that I've said that, it is a little different this year as Disneyland does the appointment system. You got to make a reservation. And so maybe it'll be fun, not quite so scary. During the time between the 20th and the 3rd, I would often avoid going to the park simply because it was so crowded you couldn't breathe. And everybody who could come was coming at that time. So I just make sure that I'm not there during that time because it's very important to people who can't get to Disneyland any other time during the year. And it just packs tight. So, but I might be, give me a shout out because I might be in downtown Disney. You just never know. You never know. Catherine Perry says, hello, happy holidays, Catherine. Happy holidays. Leslie says, Michael Roman, Florida has a dedicated theater. See, I told you this woman would know. She has been singing for a long time at the candlelight. But Disneyland uses Town Square. She is correct. The train station. She is correct. And the 1 year that we do perform for 20 days is an inconvenience of space, but works okay for 1 weekend. She's right. I think originally it was only one or a few performances. She's right with that too. However, I've never seen it at the dedicated theater. Okay. Again, what Leslie is saying is absolutely true. I'm going to leave it up here so you can read her comment because she's absolutely right. Later on, when they saw how much Candlelight, forgive me, the C's are getting mixed up all day today. Candlelight was so popular, Walt Disney World was able to create a dedicated area so that they could do it a lot for people. But I have to tell you, if you get to see it at Disneyland, it is, and wouldn't you agree, Leslie, super cool to have it at the train station and have it in the square. And one of my favorite parts all the time are the herald trumpets, the big long trumpets with the flags attached on the top of the train station. I mean, I live for that. It's just flippin' gorgeous. So I love the look, the tiering, everything that they do. I don't know what the regular theater looks like at Walt Disney World because, as I said before, I've never been. But I love the look of the way it's done at Disneyland. And yes, full disclosure, I'm partial to that park, okay? That's the park that I love so much. So I love it. I love the way they layer the... I just think they do a brilliant job. And I always love to see Leslie singing in it. It's an added bonus. So if you're going, look for Leslie because you'll get that added bonus. I did the virtual Star Wars half marathon. Highly recommend the virtual races. That sounds fun. A virtual Star Wars race ought to be fun. I didn't think I'd like the virtual races. I'll tell you what happened. I did my first virtual race, which was for the Chalk Walk, and I had so much fun that I've decided that virtually it's great. One of the races I used to love is the Disneyland half, which would happen around September 1st. And it was always super hot and bleh, awful and my joints would swell and I would be really, I had to make sure I hydrated and everything. And in the comfort of my home with a fan on my body as I do my walk running on my treadmill, sorry, it's great. It's just fantastic. You can put your favorite Disney movie on Disney Plus and put it right in front of you. I've got an iPad that I watch. It's joyful. It's just joyful. I just, I got my little cup holder. I'm really spoiled. I think virtual races spoil you, but I do them. I do them. In fact, I got this shirt from Stephen Golden and I went ahead and did that walk for when I got the shirt. I did the walk. Didn't do the walk, but I plan on doing the walk in order to be worthy of the shirt, which is 13 miles or something. No big deal. It's going to be fine. But it's great because you can just say, okay, I wasn't available for that race, but I'm going to do it now. So I'm worthy of the shirt. Of course, I'm worthy of the shirt because my dragon's on it. So you could say that too, right? Right. Actually, right. And you'll notice that you've been seeing me in this getup for some time, but my husband has always said you should have a spot of color to look at. So this is that spot of color. So I'll probably do different scarves because I am in my studio working my fingers to the bone, trying to make sure that I get my work done. Lots of cool stuff. So ghosts and all kinds of things. You on Muppet Christmas Carol? Is that a question? Muppet Christmas Carol. I may have done a couple of background stuff on it, but because I know I have a poster of it all signed. So I did something on it, but nothing like the main characters. The main characters were, of course, the main Muppets. Your Steve Whitmire, your Dave Gulch, your all those guys. Yeah. So you had the real guys. Yeah, you have the real guys. I'm a fan of the real guys. Frank Oz, all them. Ava says, good morning. It was so great to see you at Walt's Barn a few Sundays ago. Catch up a bit. Ava, it was great to see you too. I was grateful. I cannot recognize you guys with the mask. Sometimes I can't recognize you without the mask, but with the mask, it's like... But she's so sweet because she said it's Ava. And I was like, Ava. So it was very nice to visit. And I love the barn. If you have not been to Walt's Barn in Griffith Park, that is a Carolwood event, not a candlelight event. Anyway, it happens the third Sunday of every month. And it's worth a take a look-see to go see it. Great people. All of them know Disney very well, especially Disney trains. And if you're a train enthusiast, you don't want to miss that because it's beautiful. Great people. Great people. Here he is. You had your booster shot last Saturday. I had mine on Friday. Are you having any effects, John? Did you have any after effects? Like I'm having right now? John's the one we're going to connect when he comes. He's flying out here. So I'm looking forward to seeing him and a bunch of cool people. I think he's got an entourage of people that are coming. I don't know if it's just going to be him or the whole group, but I hope it's whoever wants to see me. We can see each other. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I am. Catherine Taylor, third one wasn't so bad this time. Hope it's not too bad. Catherine, honestly, I don't rest. I need to rest. I know it's important to rest. But I don't want to rest for various reasons. I got too much going on. And I'm sure there's a lot of people like me out there that feel the same. I got a lot to do. And it's not just busy work. It's stuff I've got to do. So I've got my ghosts I want to make sure you all get. In a perfect world, I'd like you all to get your ghosts before the end of this year. Can I do it? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that you get your ghosts before the end of the year. I'm working hard to make that happen. I'm also working on my next illumination, and my next illumination is the Cheshire Cat, and I will share this picture with you. There it is. Okay, so illuminations are my sculptures. You've seen them before. If you happen to own them, they are Stitch, Groot, Jiminy Cricket. I have a few Jiminy Crickets left. Remy was my first after doing the inaugural race Remember we talked Run Disney, the inaugural Run Disney race I did in Paris. I did a Remy that I shared with a lot of the people who ran with me. And this cat will be limited to 50. So keep an eye right here. And if you want to join Terri's tribe, patreon.com/Terri Hardin, you will learn about it first there. But you'll also get to see me in the process of working on it there. That's what I usually do. I share it with those folks, the people that help each other. We'd love to have your voice, be a part of it. For as little as $5 a month, $60 a year, you can be a part of Terri's tribe, and I invite you to do that. Patreon.com/Terri Hardin. But anyway, the person who is in charge of what happens is if you make a suggestion and I sculpt it, you get to have number one. You get to purchase number one. That becomes your piece. And I work with you a bit, kind of talk with you about certain things. And I originally did this cat with a ball of yarn, and everybody who was a Cheshire Cat person said, no, 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 no. He's not a cat. He's more of a creature that has a cat-like look. So if you're a Cheshire Cat person, you'll know that he needs to have his white teeth, not yellow teeth. And his lovely yellow eyes are very important. And in this, we're doing something. I always want something that if you put this on your shelf, if you put this character on your shelf, the Cheshire Cat, you can sit and like your lounge chair and look across to your cabinet and say, oh, the Terri Hardin is that one. And I wanted to do something a little unique and different that was in the attitude of the cat. And this is what was voted on. I hope you like it. The idea, the only difference is I'm going to make the mouse a little tea drunk because everybody said he's tea drunk. So he'll have his eyelids lowered. Nothing else will change in the expression because I like it so much. But there's a little glimpse of him, and he will be available for pre-order beginning of January, hopefully, because I'm also doing the Rolly Crump chess set, which is going to take longer. Okay, the Rolly Crump chess set I work on as much as I can every single day, except for this last weekend when I had a fever. And I do a little bit every day. There's other things I have to do, like life, but I work on it every single day, and they are very, 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 very detailed. And they are also big. So on Friday, if you ask me about it, I will show you. I just got the prototypes or the art proofs back of the Queen. And we're working on what it will cost. We're trying to work out what this is going to cost. It is a massive undertaking, and it's important to me that I get it done fairly quickly. However, it's the holidays, and Rolly Crump and his lovely wife will be visiting family. So we have to try and work around when they're available, because every single one of my clays needs to be approved by Rolly Crump. Why? Because it's his art. So we don't want to take too many, too many. You don't want to assume, let me say that I can just do anything I want and cast it up. And then what if he wants to make a minor change? You cast it up, that's going to cost bucks. So in the clay stage, and this is an Imagineering thought and an artist thought, you keep it in the volatile stage, which would be the clays, right? You keep it in the clay stage. And that way, if he wants something to change, you don't feel so terrible changing it. But once you cast it up, and they'll be cast in the cold cast porcelain / resin, then you're like, oh, we got to cast it all again because he doesn't like the blah, blah, blah. So you always want him to be the captain of the ship. I am his first mate, and I'm sculpting them to our taste. There are some changes I'm making. And many of you may have seen in past broadcasts, the drawings and the sketches. A lot of Rolly's things were out like this, and I had to bring them in because they need to be inside the chess square. So I have to adapt them to fit the chess square. So when you actually play chess, you can actually play chess with them if you so choose. Now, you may not, and that's your business. But with the Rolly Crump chess set, if you want to play chess, it's designed to play chess. Personally, this is Terri speaking. If you're going to do a chess set, you should make it so that you can play chess if you want to. I saw many collectible chess sets that if you played chess, they would be broken and destroyed and ruined. And to me, that is, you should put the word chess set in quotes. Okay. And if you're just joining me and you are wondering why I am such a stickler about this, just Google my name. I'm a stickler about this all the way across through my life. All right. It's got to be what it is. Okay. So if I say the hitchhiking ghosts illuminate, they must do what? Illuminate. Okay. They can't have a light in the belly and look like they have acid reflux. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. You know, this is why if I put my name on it, it does what so the impressions are because of you guys. Impressions are a result of many of us as a group, me talking with collectors, that would be all of you out there. All of you talked to me about what was missing in your collections. And so one of the things that many of you talked about was that when you like a character, you like everything about that character, not just certain aspects of that character. Let's take Stitch, for example, who I believe was my number 2 in the impressions line. I could be wrong because, you know, I'm almost 65, so give me a break. And I do have a little bit of a headache from the booster. So I could be wrong. But the first one was Remy for sure. And when I started to do Stitch and when I did Jiminy Cricket, both of them, and I will see if I can find them here. Disney Sculpts, let's look there. They may not be there. For some reason, I have got the weirdest assemblage that I have to work on. But I promise that I will get back on track with all of my pieces. But let's see if I can find them. If I can just find some of the pieces that I've done. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you, Lord. Okay, so here's Stitch. And this is called Ohana. And Ohana means family. And what you said was that there were no sad, melancholy Stitch characters, that he was either angry crazy with 6 arms and his guns blazing, or he was always happy and is happy cute, or he was doing Elvis or whatever. So in the impressions are more introspective. All of the characters tend to be something about the character that I take. I don't necessarily copy the movie. That's another thing that I don't like to do. So in this case with Stitch, you notice he's holding the little book with the little duckling on it. There are sequences where he's holding the book, but never like this. Okay, so it's just a little bit different. And this is what you asked for. This is Jiminy Cricket. I have about 6 out of this one is limited to 100. So I think I have 6 left. And that's because I don't talk about them all the time. But Jiminy Cricket, this is a Cricket Can't Be Too Careful. That's the title of the piece. And it has its little Wish Upon a Star wrapping paper. I'm very particular about the box I use. I figure out what the box is going to look like, what the paper is going to look like, what the character is going to look like, and how it's going to be presented. Forgive me, I'm going to have a little bit of tea. Just a touch lightheaded. I'm going to sit down for a minute. There we go. That'll be better. Okay, so in this case, this is Jiminy Cricket as he approaches and he peeks in the window of Geppetto's workshop, wondering, will he be eaten being a little cricket or will he be adopted? And that's where that came from. One of my collectors reached out to me and said the hobo Jiminy Cricket had not been done since 1994. And I can't remember exactly what year I did this one, but the minute I did this one, Disney came out with a hobo one. So who benefits from that? You do. Yes, you benefit from it. So, and here I'm working on Groot. I'm just illustrating how I do a quick sketch, figure out what I want, and then I sculpt out the Groot. Let me see. Oh, this is other stuff. I'll go back to my, I'm sitting on my coat and I can't pick my arm up. That makes that a little difficult. But that's how these characters are created. That's what happens with these characters. And forgive me. And I drank that tea a little bit too fast. All of them are done just kind of, the impressions line is to give you the impression of something they might be doing while not necessarily working on camera or et cetera, so on and so forth. So that's why the Cheshire Cat is the way it is. Did he have a teapot in the movie? No. But one thing I noticed about Alice in Wonderland, and you Cheshire people can reach out and chat with me if you wish, was that there's such a small amount of Cheshire Cat, yet there's a big following. So if I were going to take the Cheshire Cat from the movie and you guys collect Cheshire Cat, I think you guys would probably be bored, because it's been done a million, gazillion, trillion times, because it's such a small amount. And if you're going to sculpt from the movie, you only have a handful of choices. So this is why I got with you on my tribe, Cheshire Cat folks on my tribe, and the woman who made the suggestion. I did that as well. And you guys weighed in and talked to me and made suggestions. And that's how the Cheshire Cat with the little teapot that's how he evolved. So I'm going to be starting to sculpt on him, most likely not this week. I've got a lot to do, but I want to try and get him done, or at least working on him by next week. And you'll get to see a couple of glimpses of him. But if you're with the tribe, you get to see a lot more and also weigh in. So if it's something you want to contemplate, it's only $5 a month, $60 a year. And I highly recommend it. We help each other. We talk to each other. We elevate each other. We support each other. And we have a Zoom call every Wednesday. So patreon.com/Terri Hardin. All righty. Michael Morris says, you on Muppet Christmas Carol? Yes, maybe. It's been a long time. CJ Lane says, had my booster last week. No side effects other than stiff arm and aches. Yeah, aches. Invited to candlelight on Sunday. So excited. Waiting for my husband as we speak. Well, congratulations. And good for you. Share with us if you take pictures. Please post and tag me on it so I can live vicariously through you. Because I won't go. No. See you soon. So Liz Bradley is coming out to visit with me, and that's what the boo see you soon is. Yeah. And she's got a couple of dates. I think she's also going to be at Disneyland as well. I think she landed a couple of days at Disneyland too. She made a couple appointments. So, it's doable. You just got to persevere. You just got to never give up, guys. Don't give up. 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday, says Leslie. And yes, she is correct. I believe it's like a 5 o'clock and an 8. And I remember that when I was a guest, when I was invited, as CJ said, I was invited to the early one. And then afterwards we went to dinner. And that was just a lovely time. Sometimes the person would take me to Club 33 and then we'd end with the later candlelight show. But any case, it's an evening of joy, and it's really super cool. So congratulations if you're going. I hope to see candlelight Saturday night. Well, good job, Wendy Cooper. I hope you get to too. It's a big deal out here because, as you heard people say, it only happens this weekend. That's it. So it's a big deal out here in Anaheim, California. Yeah, it's a big deal. Everybody wants to go see it. Saturday Sunday always has been, says Susan Horkey. December 4th, 5th, my friend Drew Tablek sang Silent Night for years. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the best ones too. So are you going, Susan? I think you are. It sounds like you are. Good for you. Excellente. Oh, Leslie has a lot to say. Look at this. You could indeed listen, but you'll hear candlelight, not Carolwood. You're so cute. You might hear Carolwood, but you will definitely hear candlelight. Yeah, you'll have to have it in your mind. See, she's giving me an LOL. Do have to wait. See what happens when you tease me? Look at the statement, Leslie. I know what you meant. You have to wait till everyone is gone from. We do is what she meant, but she forgot the w in we. See, you tease me. See what happens? You get a little. Don't poke the snake. Now I'm teasing. We do have to wait until everyone is gone from Disneyland. Then we do placement on the trees. Correct. Rehearse processing to the procession. Okay, because as you know, if you've seen candlelight, they come from somewhere holding these beautiful candles, and then they assemble and build the view that we get to see. Up onto the tree, and last we go through the whole show. Do you really do, let's see, you really do want to hear us from outside? It'll be late. So if you want to hear them outside, it needs to be around midnight. But what if you're someone like my friend Stephanie, who is a stone's throw away from Disneyland? You could sleep till 11 and then run out there and listen to it, right? At midnight. How joyful would that be, as long as they allow you to get that close? I don't know the policies with Disney and COVID, and if you can get as close to that back gate at midnight to hear it. You may not be able to, but if you could, wouldn't that be fun? Or if you're staying at the Grand Californian, you could just kind of pop out and see if you could get close enough to listen. I'm just saying, could be kind of cool, right? And hear you guys. Regarding Tick Tick Boom, I worked on music press for the recording sessions. Regarding candlelight, yes, it does take a village. It does. See, it's so nice to have her here to talk to you guys about this, isn't it? Nice special guest, Leslie, who's going to be actually singing in it. Here it is. So Leslie again is telling you how long it takes to get ready for that event. Labor Day. When is Labor Day, guys? September. So September, right? Yeah. That's commitment. That's dedication. And Leslie has done it for years. One of the highlights is seeing her singing it. Yeah. So, when you got a good voice, go for it. And Leslie, I'm excited. There's a sequence in Tick Tick Boom where the notes kind of float. And I just thought of you. I thought, Leslie writes sheet music. She does it from her brain onto those lines like a real composer. And, many people today talk about how they don't necessarily hand do the notes. They have a program or they have an app or whatever, but Leslie still with a pen on the lines. That's what she does. And she's an expert at it. So it's pretty cool. And then she sings at candlelight, not Carolwood. Well done, Leslie. If I'm super lucky, I might get to sing at the top as the star, but otherwise I'm usually on the 4th level up. This is different, so I may be in a different place for each show. But what's really cool is many times when I went to the show, I was invited to sit in the chairs that are directly in front of the performers. And Leslie would walk right past me holding her candle as she went up to make the tree. So I got the double joy of seeing her enter and exit. So if you happen to be one of those lucky people who gets to sit in the chairs, look for Leslie as she does her procession by you. Because sometimes it's hard to find her among all the faces up there. But it was really great to see her and kind of watch her walk up and be with. It's just a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight. So keep an eye out for her. Thanks for answering my question and for adding more music to the park. See, look at that. See, we help each other here too. Beautiful. I did yesterday. Good. Yesterday is better than today, right, John? Yeah. Sorry for the typos. Hey, I'm teasing you. That was supposed to be placement on the tree, not trees. See, you're still catching it because you're teasing me about Carolwood instead of candlelight. Reception is horrible here. Trying to send candlelight history to you. My first candlelight was 1962. I was a star bearer. How fabulous. Oh, thank you. Well, it doesn't have to be right now, CJ. I look forward to seeing it whenever you can get it to me. I would love to hear more history. It's much more fun hearing it from you guys than reading about it. I like it when you guys tell me these stories. It's wonderful. Thank you. Super cute. Thank you for that, my Cheshire. Yeah, he's going to be darling. Problem is, in the two-dimensional world, you're not quite sure exactly what he's going to look like, but I can guarantee you that face. I got to work on that face because the people said that. And then the mouse is going to be tiny. Because one of the things I didn't tell you about my sculptures is they're about like, let me just hold it in front of the mermaid tail. They're only about this big. Stitch was about that big. But Jiminy is about that big and Groot's about that big. So the cat's probably going to be in here, which means the mouse is probably going to be the size of my fingernail. Anyway, like I said, you want to see it being created, feel free to take a peek on patreon.com/Terri Hardin, because that's where you'll be getting to see him first. So thank you for that, Angie. Very sweet of you to say. If I had an ounce of your talent, I'd be very blessed. I'm sure you do. 1 ounce, I'll bet you do. And the way to find it is to take a pumpkin sculpting class with me, because that's where it unleashes itself, because the pumpkin is a loving, kind little squash, I guess, gourd, whatever. Anyway, it's a sweet little being that loves on you and takes really good care of you when you sculpt it. So I highly encourage you to connect with me and sculpt with me, and you will soon discover that you do have an ounce of my talent. Thank you for saying that, Angie. Very kind of you to say it. Paula says, take too many liberties is what I think you were trying to say. Paula, you are absolutely right. Thank you so much for saying that. But that is exactly true. When you do something for a client, and in this case, this chess set has been a collaboration between me and Rolly. We came up with the idea together over 15 years ago, and now we're finally doing it. And he is so wonderful. He loves almost everything that I do. But I ask him questions to make sure he's not just being nice, because I want to make sure that I don't do, as you said right here, take too many liberties with the piece. But wait till you see them. Dun, dun, dun! They really are cool. And that's because they are the collaboration between me and Rolly. The set is going to be very, very pricey. And it looks like we are doing Rolly and his lovely wife, Marie, are helping me to figure out a way that we can offer them so that as many people who want to know about this get to know it. As you've seen, if you look on my YouTube channel, you'll notice I don't have a massive amount of followers, and in my Instagram and on my other channels, I don't have huge, like I don't have millions or hundreds of thousands even. I just have good quality followers. Not that if you have 100,000, they're not quality. Please don't take offense. It's just that I'm very different, and everything. I think the thread that's consistent is Disney mostly, but I talk about the most consistent. It's a Terri Hardin channel. That's all. And my brain has a freeway in it, so I'm talking about all different kind of things. But the point is we want everybody who wants the opportunity to get the Rolly Crump chess set to have the opportunity to grab it. And we have 3 tiers. I'll talk about those when I show you Friday. Just remind me, I'll show you the first prototype, and we'll talk about the tiers that you will be able to purchase. We're not going to talk prices yet, because it is a lot of work goes involved with every step of the way. But like my Hitchhiking Ghost pin, and let me see if I have it here. Yeah, see, that's something else I really should have in there. There's my hello, get with the program, and put that in there. But let me see if I can still find it for you guys. Now I've got a little sniffle. Yeah, I'm going to have to rest today, I'm afraid, after this. My husband was like, are you going to skip your broadcast? And I was like, nope. Okay, here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to add it to an album, and I'm going to add it to the Hitchhiking Ghost album. Because it really should be in the Hitchhiking Ghost album, shouldn't it? I mean, shame on me for it not being on there. Okay, so the pin for Hitchhiking Ghosts and Too Many Liberties. Thank you, Paula, for giving me the right. Don't take too many liberties. So with the Hitchhiking Ghosts, which you saw today, you saw the blacklight version. That is less of an investment than the illumination version, and less than an investment of those two things. So let's say your budget just isn't allowing you to get either one of those sets, the limited edition blacklight of 100 or the limited edition illuminations, limited edition to 50, only 5 or 6 sets left. So if it is in your budget, grab it, because aftermarket, it'll be ridiculous, okay? It's really lovely, okay? It's really, really lovely. But if neither one of those works for you, let me go back to my Hitchhiking Ghosts now that I've been a good girl and put it where this should be. Let's go back to the Hitchhiking Ghosts and show you how this works. There it is. And there it's glowing in the dark. Woohoo! That's the pin, the Hitchhiking Ghost pin, and it's $20. Go to terrihardin.com/online store and you can get it. And you'll notice it's my design of the pin, not just a ghost pin. It's Terri's design that you saw both in the blacklight and the illumination. So there's something for everybody. We'll be doing the same with the Rolly Crump chess set. Yes, indeed. We'll be doing the same with the Rolly Crump chess set. So we're going to have the ultimate where you buy the chess set, which honestly, guys, Rolly has asked for it to be tall. So the pieces are this big, all right, about 5.5 inches tall. And the squares are 2.5 by 2.5. Now, on a normal chessboard, they're 1.5 by 1.5 or 1.5 by 1.5 inches. These are 2.5 by 2.5 inches, which means that when you build the whole thing out, you're probably going to need a card table to set it up, all right? So you're going to need space. You're going to need a dedicated space, okay? At least the way I'm doing it now. I'm working on a couple other things to see how I can present that piece, but we're going to have a second level where you can buy just a representation of those pieces because you love Rolly Crump, but you can't see putting this whole chess set in your house. I get that. And so does Rolly. And then the third level will be a book that talks about Rolly's, Aunt Marie, and my journey together as we build this chess set. There will be a book. And the book will be considerably less than the other two actual sculptures. So stay tuned. We're working on it every single day. I work on it as much as I can. And thank you. Liberty, see, Stephen is even saying is the word I see. You guys are great. A Fantasia chess set could be fun. If there's enough people out there that want it, only if I do another chess set and I do Fantasia, the original, I think you're saying, Paula. I think it's a great idea. I'll keep it in here. I'll keep it in the normal size. I can't tell you how much I spoke with Rolly, and he really just wanted it to be bigger. And they are beautiful. It really is special. It's gorgeous. And if you can own it, it's going to be like nothing you've ever owned. It's his Museum of the Weird. And it is just breathtaking. It's been a real honor to sculpt it, and it's been great working with him. It's an opportunity that I can't even, I can't even, more than tongue can tell is what I usually say. So I'm tickled and delighted to have it as a part. Stitch was number 2. See, Liz, she knows. Liz has all those little guys and more, don't you, Liz? How tall is Jiminy? Jiminy is about that big. So he's about this big. Okay, so what? Just under 4 inches, I think, tall. All my illuminations stay small and intimate. Why? Because I want them to be affordable. Affordable meaning they're around. They're between $100 and $200, depending. Cheshire Cat is going to be closer to $200 probably. I'd like to keep him under $200, but they're all hand painted. There's only 50, and they're all hand painted. Which, look at that mouse. Okay, number 1, and number 2, take a look at the stripes on that cat. So just for me to sketch it with the stripes took time. So yeah, but that's the idea, is to keep them small and intimate and a small enough edition so that it benefits you to purchase him, but also benefits you to have one. Groot sold out that fast, and Stitch sold out pretty fast too. Jiminy took a little longer, but that was because I had an edition of 100. And then I realized that I'm going to keep everything to 50, and you just got to go fast if you want it. Bam. Or, you know, then if you're someone who gets one and later wants to sell them, let me know and I'll sell it through me, because people are looking to me to get them. So if you decide later that you want to sell it, you can always ask me and I can work it out for you, because some people do that. Any Christmas book coming out? Not from me. I do have Giggling Pumpkins, which is my Halloween book, but the next book I'm working on, and I'm working on the desire. How can I say this? The desire to have it done is May the 4th, because I'm doing my Star Wars book. But I have this attitude, guys, if I can't rush it. So if the motivation, if it doesn't come and it doesn't happen, I put it on the shelf and wait till it does. And I keep visiting the Star Wars book, and I keep doing my little Post-it notes to help me write the book. I just don't know if the publisher is going to be able to publish it in time for May the 4th. So we'll see. But that's my next one. And D23 is coming, and I'm working with a client on something very special for D23, and we're hoping we can get it done by then. So what was that I told you about me not resting? There are the examples. Plus, I have a one-of-a-kind for my dear friend Nate Singleton, and I need to work out a time when we're going to get together so that he can get that done, because he's been very, very patient. His character has been sweet, waiting in the wings, and I'm hoping over the Christmas holidays, when I've got all the ghosts with their adoptive parents and the cat out so you can decide whether or not you want it, you start to buy it pre-sale or something like that, and then I'll have time to work on her, and hopefully the chess set done so it's with my painters and my mold makers, so I don't have to do any more work on it until those come back to me, which is crazy because I want to design the box. I need to work on the board, lots of things, lots of little details. So, but it will be spectacular. I promise you it will. So not yet, Angie. Not yet. One thing I will tell you, though, for the Christmas holidays, I always do a digital illustration for my tribe. So, and the reason I do that is because it doesn't cost them anything to download it. I have people that are a part of Terri's tribe on Patreon from all over the world. And trying to mail, if you've ever tried to mail something to another country, it can be very pricey. And that we don't, so they have all agreed, and they're wonderful for that. I do a unique drawing that is exclusive to them in the tribe, and they get one every Christmas. So again, you get a lot because I over deliver, and that's my goal. So something to think about. CJ in the iPhone, Connie Lane, to all my friends. Love you, Terri. I know, Connie, I know. I knew it was you. But, the CJ might have been a little incognito, Today I'm incognito. I knew it was you, though. I knew. And thank you for letting us all know that. That's so sweet of you. Susan says there is a huge following for the Tim Burton version of the cat, who was the keyboard player character in Mad Tea Party Band. Disney did his character on a few shirts and sold out really fast from a small store near the stage for almost 5 years. Yes, a lot of people don't necessarily like that version, but they love that cat. I like that cat, actually. I thought that cat was cool. I have a friend who has the cat tattooed on her leg. That cat is tattooed on her leg. So that cat is very, very popular as well. But the person who suggested the cat that I sculpt wanted the Disney animated Alice in Wonderland version. So that's the one that I'm doing. And that seems to be the overall desire. Wouldn't mean that cat from the Tim Burton version would not be eligible to be sculpted. It's just a matter of how many of you would want one, Are there 50 of you out there that really want it? and stuff like that. So you just never know. And that's kind of how you do it when you're doing pieces for people to have. You want to make sure there's enough who want it. You know, there's so many characters that I would like to sculpt because I like them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone would like them. Some cases, yes, some cases, no. But that's what you have to think of, you know, when you're doing them for you guys to collect, is do you want them, and so on and so forth. But that is really, really, really a good point, Susan. Thank you for sharing it. Not going, the top Magic Pass is sold out. I know, right? And all reservations, etc. So I will maybe never go again. I know. I like virtually watch from staying safe at home, correct? Third booster made my arm. Is it itchy? 3 times Moderna. Okay, there you go. Wow, Susan, that's quite typing right there. Let me tell you something. You're not alone on this Disney situation where you may not ever get to go again. And many of them have been telling me about Knott's Berry Farm and how many of them are migrating to Knott's Berry Farm because a lot of them, it's the people, not the place, isn't it? So if the people join together, in fact, many people have left the Disney, have been laid off or fired or pushed out in one way or another from Disney, and have ended up both at Universal Florida and Knott's Berry Farm, Buena Park. So many people have said, like, for example, Billy Hill and the Hillbillies are no longer Billy Hill and the Hillbillies. If you loved Billy Hill and the Hillbillies, which I did, Liz Bradley, you and I were crazy for this group. They're now under a different hat, and they're at Knott's Berry Farm, so you get to see them. And I met a guy who sang at the Carolwood Barn, and he too sings at Knott's now. Was at Disney, sings at the barn. Sings at Knott's Berry Farm. So a lot of people are migrating there and creating that feel. You're not going to get to see your Mickey and Minnie, but you got Disney Plus for that now, don't you? So maybe that will be somewhat of a solution for you, a way you can get together with your family and your friends and see some of the people that you love that were at Disney that are no longer there, but they're over at Knott's Berry Farm. This is what a lot of people were telling me. I haven't been there yet, but I want to go because I love their chicken dinner and their boysenberry pie. And Stephen Golden, who's on here, was telling me about their boysenberry wine, which also sounds intriguing. So I haven't, I used to do the 5K with Snoopy at that park, but I haven't been in a while. So I'm going to probably pop over there. Lots of people are telling me it's super, super fun, cool, and exciting. So I'm eager to check it out because that's a way to do it. Another way to do it, I keep hoping as an Imagineer that maybe Disney will consider doing a pass where you can just come and see a show or watch the fireworks or shop or eat, and you don't ride any rides, you know? And maybe you're a family of 4 and you could buy that pass, and then perhaps there's a couple of rides a la carte that you can get. So if you have little kids that aren't tall enough for certain rides, you just buy 1 or 2 rides so the child can kind of get the feeling of what Disneyland is like, and then you can make your decision as to what to do the next time you come. You know what I mean? I just kind of like my pin versus my black light versus my illumination. If you have everything at illumination level, everybody says, well, my budget just doesn't go there. But maybe their budget hits the black light level, or maybe their budget hits the pin level. That's kind of what I'm hoping, is that, you know, there's a way for everyone to enjoy it, because as we know, that's what Walt wanted, right? So that's what we do, is try to make it Walt, you know, kind of do it. So that's my thoughts anyway. I welcome yours. The chairs are for reserved guests and Club 33 members. VIPs like you and empty ones. Cast members fill with lucky people like me who wait hours ahead by the cinema. Club 33 members get blankets. Sometimes they get all kinds of stuff. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. They do. You are correct. And it's lovely to be a part of that, Susan. I'm not going to lie. It's nice. And I'm grateful, Club 33 members who include me in in the list of people going. Sell the chess set as a subscription, 1 or 2 pieces per month. That way it seems less cost. Yeah, Paula, but I ain't doing that. Did I say it that fast? Oh, because the ghosts are feeling like a subscription, so I won't be able to do that. But I will be able to do. I'll talk about it Friday more about the levels that I'm doing, and we might be able to work a subscription in the second tier that I'm offering. First tier, it's going to be it will be a certain way because we have to build them. But the idea is, how many do we make? So that's the thing. It may only be, it could be an extremely limited edition. Yeah, so I don't know yet. And it's really not right for people to plan on it without seeing it. You know what I mean? You pay thousands of dollars and you see drawings. That's not cool. I want you to be able to see what it looks like. If you take a look at, let's just use Lego, and these are like these are not Lego, but when you see the Star Cruiser that's as big as your living room, and it runs several $100s. In fact, it might even be a couple of $1,000s for something that's done with that you put together via Lego, and it sells out in a New York minute. You know that there are people out there that if they want it, they're going to grab it. It's just a matter of deciding who you are and if you can afford it. And this is in no way being manufactured. I mean, how many sets do you think Lego made of that cruiser? And in this case, for me, the Titanic, how many sets do you think they made? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000? You know, all at $650 in the case of the Titanic. And then aftermarket is going to be higher. Well, the case of the Rolly Crump chess set, aftermarket will be higher. But I have to decide how many sets will be available based on how much it's actually going to cost. And that's when Rolly will sit with me and we will actually think about with someone they're going to bring in that will help me figure out a price. You know, this is what it cost me to make it. This is what I need to sell it for, blah, blah, blah. All of that's going to be someone who is going to take care of an ultra high-end piece of art. And all of them hand sculpted by me, hand painted by my team, and cast up by my team. So the chances of it being limited to 100, I don't see it happening. I see it being 50 or less, 50 sets or less. And there's a very good chance it may be limited to 25 or 30, just so you know. It's a good question, Paula. It's a good idea. But the idea is it's a very unique, highly coveted set. And it's Rolly's last piece. He says he's not really going to collaborate on anything more. So it's a rare opportunity, and it's not because I want to charge a lot of money. It's because it's taking a lot of my hours to do it. It's taking very extensive, elegant molds to it's a lot of work for my whole team. My whole team is just looking at it going, you know, but we want to do it because I'm a big fan of Rolly's, and I really feel that the Museum of the World has not quite been represented, and I adore it. It is what helped Walt to believe that Haunted Mansion should be scary, not silly. He says that in Behind the Attractions, if you see that on Disney Plus, because it gave Walt nightmares and he loved it. So that's why Rolly was part of the Haunted Mansion team. So if you love the Haunted Mansion, this is the set. He didn't do all of them. He did like a couple. If you look really carefully, you can see a couple of pieces that he sort of jury-rigged quickly to illustrate for Walt what he was thinking about. So great idea, but no, I don't see it happening. Please get some rest, Terry. It was great chatting with you today. Thank you, Angie. And you can tell that I'm feeling it, right? Paul, good morning. As much as I love the park, my wife and I wound up getting not season passes. There you go. Cost, crowds, and the lack of reservations pushed us to that point. And Paul, tell me about it. It was fun. Everybody tells me this Knott's thing is a beautiful experience, that you see your friends there, that you see the people you used to see at Disney. It's kind of like a classic Disney hybrid without saying the Disney word, is what I'm being told. I really need to go see it because everybody is praising it. And that's exciting to me. I'm sorry that you can't go see Disney, but they right now with Chapek, they're pricing it out of range for almost everybody. You know, It's sad. It's really, really sad. It's wrong, I think. Susan says Knott's Otherwalt's Park. Stan Fries was head of Disneyland Band and Entertainment for over 30 years, now at Knott's. You heard it here, okay? Susan is saying exactly what I'm telling you, except for she's naming names, which is good because I don't know them all, which is why I turn to you. Hashtag Mad Tea Party, hashtag TLT, hashtag DTD, etc. Magical there now. Their log ride was done by Disney Imagineers. It was. Let's do Merry Farm. I couldn't say it better than Susan did or Paul. Okay? Now you know why I have this channel. Because I get it. I get how you're feeling. I get how you're feeling. So, but you cannot keep a Disney fan down. Would you agree? So you figure out ways to have the fun. Carolwood Barn, okay? The Carolwood Barn in Griffith Park every third Sunday. Be there, be square. You get to be with the train enthusiasts who love trains, all about Disney. Absolutely super wonderful. Okay, and Knott's Berry Farm, where a lot of people who are no longer at Disney are now there doing their thing. And I hear Universal Orlando, same deal, guys. So look out. Look out. There's new things in town. Dinny. Leslie says, I see more of my Disney friends at Knott's these days. Stan, is it Freze or I don't think it's Freeze. It's Freze, retired from Disneyland, but has been with Knott's for over 3 years now, bringing live entertainment, some that Disneyland discarded, such as Crazy Kirk and the Hillbillies. Wonder who they are. Mariachi Divas, Tomasina, and others. So if you're out there saying, doggone it, I can't get to Disneyland, Knott's seems to be the place where you want to go. And if you're in Florida, I'm hearing Universal is really gearing up their attractions to entertain you because they get it. I don't know. I haven't been. When I go, it's to see you guys. Honestly, full disclosure, I ride the ride once or twice just to see what it's like. And then I spend the time chatting with you guys because that's what I like. And I can actually do that anywhere, can't I? So, it's something to think about. And it will send a message, hopefully, to Disney. Right now, I don't think Chuck Beck is interested in your message. But others, you see, action. You got to take some action, guys. Okay? I don't think that you keep something directly for super wealthy rich people because it never lasts. Okay? But we'll see. We'll see. But Leslie has a good point here. Look at these names here. Look at what she, as well as Susan, has been saying. It's not me saying it, it's them, and they have a good point. Leslie says, looks like my comments are repeat of the previous comment. No, it's not, Leslie. You are just you are stating. See, don't ever not comment. Thank you both, Leslie and Susan and Paul and for stating what you're stating because it's reinforcing what I haven't been, but I'm listening to you guys. And everybody out there who's sad because they can't go to Disney is listening to you guys. This is what I love about you guys, is you guys care enough to comment and to say, hey, here's an alternative. The pass is more affordable. The attitude is more like it was in the days that we loved Disneyland. Isn't that what you're saying, Leslie, Susan, Paul, and everyone else in this tier that I may not have mentioned? Okay, you're helping each other to have that Disney spirit inside your body because you like the people. And it's in the people, not the place. Place is nice. It is, but Knott's Berry Farm got it going on. Evelyn says, hey, Terry, have my AP to Walt Disney World. Oh, excellent, Evelyn. And how's that going? Do you like it? Are you getting your reservations? Is everything cool there? Let me know. Leslie says, Knott's is great. I got a meal plan. I can get up to 2 meals every time I go for just around $130. a year added to my annual pass. I do enjoy the rustic atmosphere and the live music, the vendors, etc. That's not me telling you. That's Leslie telling you. She's been. She's telling you a way to go have fun and meet with Disney like-minded people, but not pay that exorbitant bill. Okay? Have the fun. Just have the fun. And I'll tell you, Disney's never been able to match Knott's chicken dinner. Not even a little. The chicken dinner is my favorite thing. And I'm always going there to have it. I run the race so I can get the boysenberry pie a la mode at the end of the 5K. And then there's Snoopy. I love Snoopy. So I think these people are all kind of telling you, here's your alternative. And freeze. Okay, freeze like frozen. Okay, it just was an S. Okay, so freeze. Sorry, forgive me. I may know him by face, but I certainly don't know it by name. My apologies. But hey, this is what happens. You know, when Walt was building Disneyland, he kept all of his people so happy they were enticed to go to other parks, but they never did because they were so happy with Walt. True story. Herbie Ryman told it to me. John Hinch. They said people would approach them all the time, but they'd never go because they were loyal to Walt. Loyalty is a big deal. Okay. But if somebody's not loyal to you, why you kind of think, well, why should I be so loyal? Or someone cut you off after telling you your family and you're like, wait a minute, I thought we were family. You move on. And then you use your amazing creative brain to help someone else who's willing to use your services. And here's the case with Freeze. So there you go. You get the freeze benefit of freeze and you're not at Disneyland, right? And other Imagineers too, as they've said. Evelyn says, no, the way you first said it, he hired my dad for the Golden Horseshoe at Disneyland. Evelyn, there you go. That's another place that's super cool. By the way, Evelyn, was the Golden Horseshoe, seeing people like your dad. Susan says, when you do Carolwood, also go ride the carousel, which Walt rode when he took the girls there before Disneyland. If it's still there, I believe it still is. I haven't gone in a while, but I think it's still there. I usually, I haven't done it in a while, so I cannot, say for sure. But I really want to ride. I love the trains. And unfortunately, because of COVID, the trains sat for a while, unable to be worked on because of the lockdown. So now a lot of the little trains that you ride that are so special about that area where the barn is are being refurbished. They're working on it because I think they want to try and have them ready for December if they can. They're working really hard just trying to get them up and running so people can ride them. And that's the extra special thing, is riding those little trains, because you've seen Walt and Ward ride those trains. So they're extra super wonderful for train enthusiasts. And then the barn is a nice cherry on the cake there. And then also the Carolwood combine car, which is, I'll save that story for Friday. Just ask me about it if you want to know that story. I will mention it for you for Friday. GMTA. Not sure what that means, Susan. We should have a little magical chicken dinner, boysenberry pie meetup in the new year. Yes. Yeah, I think that's great. Great. Not a bad idea. Michelle, well done. I think that would be a lot of fun. I want to go down and see Knott's Berry Farm. I just am filling my days with work. Susan says, Disney magic, like friendship magic, is free and best shared. Just passing it on. There you go. Just passing it on. I got some great people commenting today. Thank you, Susan. Evelyn, all good. Getting all our or reservations, right? Leslie says, and I have family who can afford to go to Knott's, so we meet there for so much fun together. I've heard about this meal plan is just off the chain, Leslie. So when you talked about it, it sounds really super exciting. I've never done anything like this. I have foods I don't eat and I do eat, so I'd like to see what it offers, but I'm excited to go and experience it and see what it's like, because it's been a while. I get to spend a wonderful time with my surrogate grandchildren there. See? So kids can go, people can go, just like Evelyn said, and people before that saying it's the people, right? Making the place all better. Bob Burdine says, I would also like to say Knott's has been very generous. We bought our passes 2 years ago, and we can still use our pass with parking and meal plan until March. How about that, jazz guys? What do you think about that? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Just give me a minute. Okay, nobody of importance. Like I said, I have to take a minute here just in case my grocery guy reaches out with a question. What do you mean, turkey hot dogs? Well said, Bob Burdine. Ooh, try Knott's Boysenberry Festival of Foods. Buy the tasting pass, says Susan. The boysenberry corn dog is, oh dear, that sounds a little scary. Boysenberry mustard or boysenberry barbecue sauce or boysenberry. Okay, that's a little scary to me. Cheaper and larger portions than Disneyland. No reservations. Yeah, I heard that was pretty good. I think the boysenberry wine sounds good. I don't know if I am courageous enough to try the boysenberry corn dog. Yeah, I don't know. But you say it's good, so I'm with you on that. Oh, guys, this has been one of the best I want to thank you all for coming together and sharing about this, because I think as the holidays start, as we go into the holidays, you might consider Knott's Berry Farm. You heard it here. People like all the comments and all the statements that we've heard today, reviews of how wonderful Knott's is. And then those of you who came to learn about the ghosts know that I'm working to get the Hitchhiking Ghosts illumination versions to all of you before the end of the year. That's my prayer. Will it happen? COVID can only tell, because those pieces take a few extra elements that I'm not used to doing. So I will let you know. I will keep you posted. All right. If you've not yet received your illuminating ghosts, or you go to my website, terrihardin.com, and you want to order a set, go ahead and order the set, and I will let you know when you could possibly expect it. All right. But with COVID-19 and the way things get mailed, all I can do is do my level best. But luckily, I've got 5 sets here. I am now boxing up and will ship out before the end of the week. And I pray that I can get them done quickly so that you guys can have them in your hot little adoptive hands as soon as possible. All right. I love you all. Please, guys, do something nice for someone else, as you guys have done today, by giving people the alternative to Disneyland and saying why it's not just frivolously off your cuff. You've all talked about specifically why it is special. And listen to, Leslie's going to be doing the candlelight at Disneyland, but she's saying if it's too pricey for you to do Disneyland, consider Knott's, because a lot of the Disney folks are there. So, and next year, I think I will do as suggested, and let's get together, as Michelle has said. Let's get together and have a little. You guys can show me around Knott's Berry Farm. I'd like that very much. Okay, so thank you so much. Stephen has one last word. Oh yes, and Bob Baker's marionettes are performing at Knott's, and if you haven't seen the Bob Baker marionettes, Bob Baker and I used to be very, very close. We were up until the day he died. So the marionettes are very special. So something else, another reason to go. Thank you, Stephen. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. You've done a really great job here today. I love you bunches. We will talk to you soon.